Hi, this is Dario. Welcome back to my channel, Motley Reads. Before we start, I would like to apologize for possible background sounds that you might hear. You might hear some screaming and bumping. It's Lily Sabri's voice upstairs. My daughter is doing her workout with Lily Sabri, so she's jumping. So it's quite noisy, but what can we do? And that's how it is. So today I'm going to talk about Persuasion, which is my second read in Jane Austen July 2021. And Persuasion, that was a fantastic novel. It's just I finalized it yesterday evening, and we'll get back in. We'll get into that. So what is it all about? I think it's pretty well summarized on the back of this Penguin English Library edition that I have. Beautiful, the floppy one that I like. It says like this: Persuasion, Jane Austen's last novel, is a moving, masterly, and elegiac love story tinged with the heartache of missed opportunities. It tells the story of Anne Elliot, who, persuaded to break off her engagement to the man she loved because he was not successful enough, has never forgotten him. When he returns, he brings with him a tantalizing second chance of happiness. It pretty much summarizes the plot, and I don't want to get into spoilers and tell more about it for those of you that didn't read it. But this novel, it's how is it written? It's a classic Austen writing. I would say, this very fluid, witty, typical theme that Austen has. But this novel, being her last novel, it's also a bit different from the other ones, because the heroine of the novel is a bit older, and all setting is a bit more tranquil feeling. Here in this edition, there is a very short essay on the back by Elizabeth Bowen, and Elizabeth Bowen, she is also observing this new atmosphere here, and in somewhere she writes that it is atmosphere of autumn that goes throughout this whole book. These tranquil feeling, and autumn also symbolizing like year is coming to its end, and also a person, a main protagonist here basically maturing. Now the main protagonist is only 28 years old, but back then, being a big unmarried 28 years old woman, it is a bit of kind of like end of life. This the book in itself, it's written in a typical Jane Austen style. It is these typical very, very rich passages, sections with the these long sentences full of content that are sheer delight to read. And this novel is also witty like all the other novels, but this was by far the funniest one of her I've read so far. I've been laughing aloud a couple of times here, because these, especially the father of Anne Elliot is such a hilarious character. She's also using fantastic technique where she's writing almost like a movie screenplay. You can see the scene in front of you. You can feel, basically, if you look at group of people which are assembled in an assembly room, you can in your mind you zoom in the what she wants you to zoom in, and everything else is a kind of, you know, like a chatter in the background, and, you know, she's playing very much with the scenery in a way that it creates actually a movie in your head, like, you know, you would say, but yeah, but all books do that, but not really in this, like this. It is such, you know, such a strong feeling you get when you read this. Also, she uses letters here. It is quite common technique that she's using to kind of, you know, move the story forward, to you know, untie the knots in the plot, and she's doing it masterfully. And in this particular case, you know, one of the letters, it was just too much for me. You know, it is. You know, it's I don't cry that often, but this was, yeah, this was so strong. This was so strong. It was unbelievably strong. I just I just couldn't help myself. And you know, the story, you know, I've said this about Pride and Prejudice. I'm not really big on love stories. I never been, but, you know, after Pride and Prejudice, I was, you know, I said, you know, this must be the best love story ever. And yeah, I think this one, this one is bit better. That's my opinion, and it might be that, you know, it suits you know, the older age better. I don't know, but this love story was something really fantastic. And again, you know, but also in her writing style, you know, this all you know, weaving these threads like a braid, moving forward, and then, you know, kind of, you know, getting it all together at the end in the final chapter, where she, you know, gets all threads together and wraps up the story so masterfully. Basically, you are not left with any sense of dissatisfaction, like, okay, but what happened with that, what happened with this? You know exactly, you know, what happened with everybody and how things went forward. So it's really, you know, great technique that she's using here. The characters in the book, you know, her main protagonist, Anne Elliot, is a really fantastic character, very likable. You know, I've gone through you know, 4 main characters so far, because I've read 4 novels so far. You know, Emma and in Pride and Prejudice, Lizzie Bennet, Fanny Price in Mansfield Park, and now Anne Elliot in Persuasion. She's the character that I like the most, because, yeah, I guess, you know, she's most mature. She's very amiable, very but still not being you know, I don't know, a wimp like Fanny Price. You know, she's very strong character, but also without being so pushy like Elizabeth Bennet can be. You know, but it's very nice character. Another character here, Captain Wentworth. A bit like Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. Kind of, you know, he comes across as a kind of a grumpy guy, but then, of course, you know, you realize that there is a certain amount of heartbreak behind. You know, he's a hard shell, and that you know, he's really softy inside, and with strong feelings for Anne still. And then, you know, all of these other characters that are pushing story forward. You know, Musgroves and Elliots, and you know, Anne's friend, Lady Russell, and Mrs. Smith, and so on. You know, lots of characters, both positive and negative, of course, you know, to create all these rich gallery of personalities. But, you know, here very strong Anne Elliot and Captain Wentworth, or standing out very much from the other characters in a way that is unlike in the other novels. My feeling in other novels, it was that okay, you have these main characters, but still, the others are pretty strong as well. You get this rich gallery, but in this particular novel, these two characters are kind of standing stronger and shining more than the other ones, other around them. So I guess that's also what might be contributing, the strong feeling you get, from this love story. The setting of the novel was, physically they've been on the Kellynch estate, and then they've been in some other place on the country. They've been in Lyme Regis on the coast, and they've been in Bath, moving around again, and she's doing this often in her novels, moving between different places, which is propelling the story quite well. You get really clear idea on different episodes throughout the book, and this change of scenery refreshes the story continuously in a very, very pleasant way. What comes across a bit, I think, is that the whole finale, the final, I would say 1/4 of the book, or perhaps even more, is played out in Bath, and it is unlike Jane Austen so far to put so much of the story into a city. Typically when you read Austen, you are on countryside. The city is always present, and as I said in my Mansfield Park video, the presence of the city in that case, Portsmouth and London, it wasn't anything positive coming from there. It was always present, but the countryside was the one where the things were playing out. Here we are in Bath, and Jane Austen lived in Bath during a period in her life, and as I understand, during that period she was pretty unhappy being in Bath, and you can also kind of read it between the lines that she doesn't like Bath. The scenes that are set there, it is a quite uncomfortable feeling you get when you read it. Even just describing when they are walking down the streets and meeting people and so on, it is kind of just unsettling feeling, and it feels like she, the writer, and also Anne Elliot, they want to flee. But that's the feeling you get. I thought that was pretty interesting. Another things about the context, not the physical context, but the societal context, is like always in Austen's novels. It is about social structure, about climbing to the social structure, and about the situation that different genders had. And in this particular case, we have a situation where her father has an heir who is not a son in the family, because there is no son, there are only daughters, and since daughters, like in Pride and Prejudice, they cannot inherit, the estate is going to a relative. In Pride and Prejudice, it was Mr. Collins, that awkward the guy. In this case, it's really kind of a creepy guy called Mr. Elliot that will be inheriting the estate, and it was pretty crazy times back then, that basically just by being a man you have a right actually to inherit from another man that you don't know his whole estate, while his children, they stay without anything, and that's really, really crazy system. Also, what you get, it's in terms of social context, quite elaborative outline of what is happening with a woman that reaches an old age of 28 and is still not married. She is regarded as spinster pushed back in the room, and being, being a nobody, being a character that is only there to support younger people, being a character that has failed, and due to this failure, the only place she can fill in a society is of being a supporter, never playing a main role in anything. And it's a bit, a bit a sad position, in any age, and let alone, age of 28. But that was how the society worked back then, and again, it does work in a similar way still in some parts of the world today, and it is pretty sad, and it's also, we shouldn't forget that where we are coming from, and that still, some parts of the world is still like that, and that the fight for equal rights of gender can never be considered as finalized. We really need to be active and conscious about these things. So Persuasion was a fantastic read. This is the fourth, again, of my Jane Austen novels. This is number one, the best one. Pride and Prejudice, I read Pride and Prejudice and Emma last year. Pride and Prejudice I ranked a bit higher than Emma. Then I read Mansfield Park. It was a very good novel, but still, was ranked third now, and this novel is ranked number one. So, and I don't think that there's any way of beating this. Next year I will be reading Sense and Sensibility and Northanger Abbey. I don't really expect them to beat this one, because this is unbeatable, really. Not only by Jane Austen, but by anybody. This is really, really fantastic. Definitely one of the best things I ever read. So Persuasion by Jane Austen, highly recommended, and it is kind of a slim book, fast to read, and it gives so much. I really loved it. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, take care, bye.